Hello, everyone. We have our BUG NAARI Gurpreet Bedi with us here. Gurpreet, I'm just going to send you a request. I think I've already done it. Hello, Manu. Hi, everyone. Hi. Good to see you all here. We're just getting her to... Okay. Gurpreet, could you send me a request in the meanwhile? Yeah. Hi, Sagat. Hi, everyone. Neetu. Mr. Rock Factor. Hello. Thanks for joining us here today. Gurpreet, I'm just accepting your request, and we should be having her live with us soon. Yes. Okay. Gurpreet, I accepted your live invitation. And there we have. Hello.
Yay.
Hi. As usual, I love your dreadlocks. I love it.
Thank you.
I love them. Yeah. It's so you. I mean, I don't think I'd ever be able to like disassociate it from you, you know? That's amazing. Okay, superb. So we have our viewers here, Gurpreet. Give me a minute to introduce you to them. For all of you who don't know, this BUG NAARI is one amazing one. She calls herself a misfit. I love that. Okay, she's transformed the ordinary into the extraordinary continuously. Her brand is a reflection of her, vibrant, unique, and as you can see, undeniably stylish. Gurpreet's achievements have been very impressive. Of Pantaloons Femina Miss India 2010 finalist, she was crowned the Himalayan Femina Miss Natural Beauty.
Well,
She appeared in various print advertisements and became a familiar face in TV commercials for prestigious brands and magazines. She has hosted the Hockey India League. I was amazed to hear that. And eventually moved on to acting. This young entrepreneur, along with all other achievements under her belt, she has her own brand dRAD into four dreadlocks, which is a testament to her belief in embracing one's eccentricities and finding beauty in the unconventional. A big warm welcome to you, Gurpreet. I'm so fascinated by what you do. It's so unusual. Have you met anyone else who does what you do?
that elaborate introduction. I think I'd want you to say it again and for me to record it again and then keep playing it. That feels good.
No, I want to know, have you met anyone else who does what you do?
Oh no. Not at all.
Wow. That's another achievement in itself. I haven't, and I was so fascinated. I was like, wow, she's made this a full-fledged brand, and that's brilliant. So why dreadlocks? I mean, what inspired you to get into dreadlocks?
Well, we'll have to go into my past a little to answer that. I have always been very keen, like on hairstyles. Like since I was young, I had like really long hair, and I used to experiment to make them short, and experiment a bit more just to see what other sort of hairstyles can I do, like put lace and everything on it. Just crazy on experiments, and then after that, I really just wanted to take it to another level. And then there were times like when I was growing up also, I studied in the UK, and then I had friends who had dreadlocks, and I was always drawn to Lord Shiva and his luscious locks, like how they were depicted. And I was, yeah,
Beautiful.
and
Yeah.
being obviously an actor, I could not get dreadlocks done in my hair because they would also damage. I know it's like also a mode of, like you show your religious side to it. Every, Lord Shiva follower, would have dreadlocks. So it's got a religious and spiritual aspect to it as well. So that's why I was so drawn towards it. But obviously, being an actor, I could not have it on my real hair. So I started researching on what is the other, way of having dreadlocks. And it just started mainly as a curiosity. And just to research and find the right material took me a year. And then finally, I just, made one clip, and I was just so ecstatic. I was like, this is it, I've done it. This is the end of story.
Yeah.
These are my dreadlocks. And then I wore them, started going out in parties, and then my friends started asking what it is and kahan se kharida? Not kharida, I made it. And then they wanted to buy it, the friends of friends to buy it. So I was like, Arey, this looks like a business opportunity. And when you find a business opportunity, I think you should never let it go. So
Should never leave it.
what turned out to, started as being an experiment to just like my curiosity, it turned into a full-fledged business now. So that's how it happened.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And you've moved on from there. I mean, you've even come up with accessories, which was what further impressed me because I was like, okay, now that's something to think about. So how did you come up with the name dRAD?
So I honestly don't know where to stop when it comes to creativity. I have no lagam whatsoever. I mean, I will go all out. So for me, if I've designed this, then I'm like, what else? So I've made like 100 designs of these, and then I'm like, acha, ab kya? Abhi balon ka ho gaya. Now you can weave them in. Now we've made rubber bands, we've done clips, we've done all these things. What next? And I just happened to just make a little circle out of it and see what happens, and then put wires and all of that. I was just trying to experiment a little again, my curious, naughty brain, and then it turned out to be a perfect bracelet. I was like, this I can use for anything then. So I started basically experimenting further, and then I realized that this basically the material that I use is luxury, and it's very difficult to find here. But the fact with this is that you can basically make variations of it, and so many of it, and there's like endless opportunities and ideas. Like still now I feel like there's so much more I have to make and do, and the ideas all here that still need to come out. I'm trying to take it slow, so that's very difficult for me. I cannot take it slow, so that's why for now I'm myself down. I've only done bracelets. I've done the dread necks, I call them,
Next.
because they're worn on the neck. Then you've got the ear cuffs that go from
Yeah.
one ear to the other. They look fab. I've stopped at belts. I've made some really amazing belts which I will be launching soon, probably in the next month. And yeah, that's where I stop for now because I'm just exhausting myself. I just need like a little break. So, yeah, I need my creative.
I can imagine.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can imagine how it would be. But tell me one thing now. So, eventually, beyond the creativity, you're running a business, there's expenses and there's income. So, and you have to do production. I'm sure you do events as well where you have a certain requirement and you have to make sure you
Right.
cater to that production. So, what are the typical challenges you would face business
See,
wise?
uh, initially, like I mentioned, when I thought of this as a business, my main thought was where would I get the raw material from, the base material, because you can't find it easily in our country. And that's why these are luxury, because the base material is all imported from outside India.
Oh,
Yeah. So my main concern
oh,
was when I was making it for myself, I just got like a sample from somewhere, and I just happened to make one. And then I was like, if I have to make like 100 and 1,000, what am I supposed to do? So that basically ended in like a 6 months, 7 months of research of getting the right kind of thing. And then the material that goes on top and everything. So that's like before I started. Now with day to day, it gets very difficult, say, when I'm dealing with vendors at times, because I don't know, it's still somewhere I think they would still want a male figure to deal with these things and not someone who's a female. And so there are
Oh,
times when I have to put in my partner at the forefront, and he's also in this business with me full-fledgedly. And I have to put him, like, pass on the phone to him and say, he's not listening to me. And you have to put your feminism ka jhanda. Sometimes you have to keep it low because you apna kaam bhi hai. And I'm like, why is this guy not even like responding to the things that I'm saying? He's like, nahi madam, nahi madam. And that's why I'm like, and the same thing when my partner would or talk in a way that like, ha sir. I was like, I don't like that. I really need to change that mentality. So these are little struggles that you obviously, go through as a business owner. And then obviously there's staff, and then there's income and 10 other things. And I am like, I work more with my, what do you call it? Like my right brain rather than my left, because it's more creative. So, but now it's just getting very difficult to put them both together. So there's sparks going on in the left brain now. So that's a good thing.
yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, take today, for example. It's tax filing
Yeah.
day. I see entrepreneurs around me going
Yes, I'm
nuts. They are going
like,
crazy. And, there's like, yeah,
I
yeah, you have done good
have done
seeing.
that already. So I think I get so paranoid with things. I cannot do documentation to save my life because, like I said, my right brain, which is more imaginative, creative, and it's more like more with fiction and everything. I work well with that, but all of a sudden my left brain wants me to do like logistics and numbers, and I'm like, बस ना हो पाई अभी इससे ज़्यादा. So that
Too much, बहुत हो
has
गया.
been a very difficult thing for me. I'm trying really hard. If it wasn't for my partner and my team, I don't think so I could have sustained, very honestly. So
No,
that,
I
yeah.
completely agree. And, I have noticed this a lot of times myself as well when working that, there are few areas where and I hate to say it, where people require a male
Yeah,
person to tell them what to do because only then
yeah.
their ears open.
And
And, it's ridiculous. I'm like,
that's a really sad
yeah.
thing. And
So
we are equally capable of
at
dealing
some
with
point, I just probably kept, yeah.
कोई
So I
समझाए.
think we all got a little more aggressive, and then they get
Yes,
offended by the fact that the woman
yes,
is being
that's
aggressive.
exactly what happened for me. The last time I can't even if you don't want it. I said I never said I wanted. I'm just saying the way we dealt with things is not what it was. But they just want to hear like a nice shouting, which is from a male, and then they'll be back on track. That I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I think they associate with authority, or
Yeah,
I don't know, I don't understand the psyche behind it, to be honest. But yeah, I have faced this as just as much, and I think, yeah, we just have to deal with it while we can. Though I think it's getting easier, with so many women putting their foot down and saying, no, I'm going to be aggressive no matter what. It is really helping. So, okay. So, as an actor, okay, what are the
yeah.
mediums you work in? Let's move on to acting.
Sorry, I lost you there.
As an actor, what are the mediums that you work in?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Does it intersect with does it intersect with your brand?
Oh, like that. Okay. See, very honestly, initially when I started, I was doing a lot of TV, and which involves like 12, 13 hours, or probably more sometimes 14 to 16 hours in a day. There's a lot of, time and hours that you have to give over there. So obviously it was very difficult also to manage, but thankfully with time, now also with I am choosing the projects which I'm okay being away from this brand for a bit. And also in the last 1 year, there's been a good team behind me to take care. So obviously the support system is great. My team who are working on it. So it gets easier for me to leave the house, but it's only for the projects that I'd want to do. So now I think in initially it was basically just acha haan theek hai, koi baat nahi. If you're not doing much, you just take up this project. There's money coming in, you're happy. But with this, I think now I know how it's difficult for the mothers to actually, run their schedule with their kids and the work. And I mean, I don't have kids yet, but it is like one. It is like nurturing a kid.
It's like a
It's
baby.
definitely
Yeah,
so
it
it's
is.
it's 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 the same thing. So it's not like the mother would not cater to the kid. just like you have to balance, your hours and your schedule accordingly to that. And thankfully, I'm blessed with a great support system in my family, so that helps a lot. Like I'm away, that I have somebody or the other to take care of it. Nice thing. And these days, I think with technology, you can deal with everything over the phone. So that's also something,
True.
pretty convenient. Say if something needs to be done, and then video call me and it'll quickly be done. So it's no reason why I should sit at home or probably choose just dRAD or just choose acting. So yeah.
So I have seen you at exhibitions. I have seen at an exhibition. When I went up and researched a little, I noticed you do some events as well. What typically are the marketing strategies that you use to promote the brand or
Uh,
to get out or to get more business?
I will tell you this very honestly, that my business usually works with somebody who's tried it on them, because it's a product. They haven't seen it before on them, or like generally in life also they haven't seen it. So it gets very difficult for me to sell
Correct.
online, because they'll have to try it on them first. So that's why initially when I did the website, that probably did not work as well for me. But then I started doing exhibition and I started seeing somebody or meeting face to face, a physical attention that you can give to the customer and tell them how to style them and how to wear them, and the kind of dreads that we have, the length, when they feel it, when they actually have it in their hands, is a lot different. That's where I started doing exhibitions and flea markets, where the product was basically a super hit and had like sold out by the end of third day or second day. So
Yes.
that was great. I mean, it just has to be the right medium, I feel. Specifically, everybody right now is trying to absorb this idea, whoever I meet and say, and even generally, like the customers that I get to meet at my stall, if I'm there standing, they'll literally be hovering around the stall because they're just wondering, what is this? What is this? It's always like that. So I'm at the stall and I'm like, देख लो एक बार जाके, try तो कर लो. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's
क्योंकि
true.
जब तक try नहीं करोगे, then they would not know how it's looking on them. And with my range and products and everything, there's one for, say, starting, from, for a 5-year-old to like a 65, 70-year-old. So I've got all colors, all base, earthy colors and pop colors. So it caters to everyone. It's just that you need to try it on. So I think, yeah, so best strategy
Try.
was definitely to be physically present and dealing with the customers myself. And whoever has bought it at the flea and exhibitions, now they're buying from the website. So that happens. So
Oh,
one-on-one is very important for them to see and feel the product.
very true. Very true. You don't have a store. You don't
No,
have a
just
physical
no,
store.
but hopefully
And
soon, very
an
soon.
online store.
I mean,
Brilliant. I think that's really brilliant. It's a move forward.
yes, because
And I noticed, I don't know if I noticed it or not. I noticed at one haldi function, I think. And I thought this goes so beautifully with the whole element of color. Was there a haldi or
oh
something?
yes, so we started doing dreadlocks for weddings, and they're specifically bridal dreadlocks, which
Yeah.
is for the bride's family, bride's mom.
Yes. Because I noticed this at a haldi function and I was online and I was like, oh my God, like it just charmed up the whole event. And it's so interesting how, you blended so well with the event because people are in the flea market mode at a
Yeah,
haldi. So I thought that was like
trying to
really,
turn dreadlocks.
really interesting.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to turn them desi a little, where you can also, wear it with ethnic wear or fusion wear, or say not probably just at weddings, or if you're the bride yourself. So say you've got all these themes coming up at the weddings these days, be it carnivals or be it like a yellow theme or a pink theme or a neon theme. So we can cater to everything. So it's like that. So we are slowly, obviously, focusing on weddings right now also, because I personally feel like I wanted to do my wedding. The idea wasn't there at that point in time, so I couldn't. Uh,
Yeah.
but now when I see the potential and I know how good it can look on a bride, I'm like to style them. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at, weddings or festivities or Diwali or anything. I think dreadlocks just add value to your outfit.
It's just adding to the color and, to the,
Exactly.
yeah.
See, if
It does, it
wearing
does.
them, this
So,
really plain, and then you just add this, and it adds like a little sort of a glow to your whole attire. So I just like that little things in between that.
whole attire, yeah, that's true.
So yeah, just that.
In fact, I'm so amazed how beautifully it suits Indian skins with all the color that we are ready to explore, unlike someone in US or UK. In India, we love wearing
Yeah.
colors and we're just adding to it. So I think it's we normally would associate dreadlocks with a very African culture or a very hip hop culture, but it's not.
No.
I mean,
So
I
basically,
think, like I said, it suits Indian skin so well.
originated initially in India, and if you find actually go and see the Veda scriptures, it goes back to 1500 BC or so. So they were first obviously mentioned here in the Vedas, which was on Lord Shiva. So dreadlocks is not my innovation; it's always been there. And obviously, the black culture, the obviously wear it for their own reasons, and it's just, that's what I was saying, it's just something that has been like an enticement for me. So that's why I was so into it throughout, like why and how of it, because I find them so gorgeous and so beautiful. So I think that's what it is. That's what was like my like, what do you call it, like my motivation, just because it's been there for so long, and I was like, I need to bring it back in a very, like a respected modern way. So that's the whole idea, basically.
Lovely. So, who is Gurpreet at work? I mean, what is your style of working? What is your style of leading your team? And how is
It's
it?
very different from the actual Gurpreet, like very different. I am,
From the personal Gurpreet.
see, I personally am a very carefree person. I do not like to overthink, and I do not like to read between the lines or deal with stress in life. I am not that girl. And then cut to, there's this other version of me, obviously, who's an entrepreneur, and I'm doing everything that I obviously did not think that I'd be doing. So yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was always using the right side of my brain initially, and now obviously with the left side coming in, I'm like, no, this needs to be done. So I sometimes can obviously get a little strict with my decisions, or strict with my actions, or generally with what I want, how I want it, and how I've envisioned it. If it doesn't come out, then obviously there's another side of me that comes out, which is not very good. So I just, and that I am actually seeing a different side to myself, because there's a lot of schedule that you need to follow. It's not something that you
True.
can take it lightly.
You can't
No,
live ad hoc. You
no,
can't go ad hoc.
definitely you
Correct.
can't. So and I'm making sure obviously the quality is top notch. There's every little dread who's anybody wears has the right vibe going. That's very important for me. So to make sure from the packaging, from the time it's made to the time it's gone to the customer, it needs to be. So that wasn't me before, and that's not like me as a person generally. I'm like, "Haan, theek hai na. Haan, this Gurpreet is very chill, but Gurpreet at work is like a little fierce." That's the difference.
Wow, we should catch up with your partners sometimes to know more
No.
with your teammates. I can
No feelings
imagine.
being
Okay, so as an entrepreneur, now this I want you to answer with all your heart, and it's so important to all of us to know. As an entrepreneur, what's your biggest fear?
Sorry, was that I lost you there?
As an entrepreneur, what's your biggest fear?
Okay, what's my biggest fear? I think I think my biggest fear is also, it's it's also very positive, because I think they say if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. I think I'm dreaming so big right now that I am feeling scared of it. So that's like a really good thing, I feel. And that fear, it's not that sort of a fear, but it's like, oh my God, let's do this sort of a fear. And I think I'm enjoying that, because I've envisioned
Great.
something which it feels like is beyond it. And to just reach there or to just start the process is kind of scary. So I think that's what it is. Made my
It
vision
is.
way too big, and I hopefully I'll get there soon. So yeah, that's definitely, one of my biggest
Oh,
fear in a positive.
I hope so. I think that's beautiful to
Yeah,
hear. Fear in a
yeah.
positive way. Correct. Correct. And what would you say? I mean, you've achieved a lot, but what would you say has been your biggest achievement till
Oh,
now, out of all
it
the things you've done?
actually has to be this dRAD for sure, because there are many things. Like, I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. There are 10 other things that I was exploring, and during COVID, before that, and I've always been very experimenting with things, and even materials or mixed media art. So I could not, like, say for example, I'd start creating something with cement, which I did in 2019, and I was just making products out of cement at that point of time. And then before that, I started doing illustrations, and I started, making pillowcases with my own illustrations on it. And I was thinking of, running that as a business. And then there are plenty of things that happened and probably would not go all the way through for whatever reasons. And I'd obviously think, okay, probably this wasn't meant to be. You kind of get that vibe. And then dRAD happened. It was just so on point at the right time, and everything just fell into place beautifully for me. And that's when I realized that, I've hit something big. And also why other things did not work, because this was supposed to work. So I think you learn your lessons with time, but definitely this has to be my biggest achievement so far, apart from losing a lot of weight because I was a really big kid. But otherwise, otherwise, definitely dRAD. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a task. Yeah. And who would you consider a mentor or a role model? And that's who I want to be.
Uh,
Are you able to hear me?
See, I've always, I think business wise and professionally also, I have always seen my father work really hard. He started a business from zero when the family was against it. The siblings were against it. Everybody was against it. He was the only one standing tall and, saying that I want to do this. And he followed it thoroughly. And now as I was growing up, I have seen him work hard, but never ignore his family. It was always us being the priority. And then obviously he was, obviously the captain of it all. And when I saw him work that hard, it's now when I relate to him, not when I was growing up. He's your mentor, but it's only when I'm thinking, oh my God, what would he have done now? And I lost my father when I was pretty young, but I'm trying to go back to that time and think, if he was in my shoes right now, what would he have done? Because I've seen him make nothing out of make everything out of nothing. It's like he had made this whole universe, and just like a single man doing all of this was like motivating for me. So I think in my
Incredible.
thoughts, everything, he still motivates me. And I keep going back to the time when I used to see him, run around, hustle, do the things that, he was meant to do. And he made it look so easy. He made it look so easy. And I'm right here wondering, ये कैसे होता है यार? इतना easy कैसे
How
दिखता
did you do
है this?
it?
मतलब it's not, I don't even have kids right now. And imagine me having kids, I'll to go crazy then.
Yeah,
I managed all of that. So for
yeah, yeah.
बहुत difficult है कि आप अपने family भी देख रहे हो, आप business भी देख रहे हो, and he was like the sole runner. He was the proprietor of this vast business that he had created. And and now I'm thinking that, something that I could never tell him, I'd probably just bow down in front of him now, knowing how did you do it. So that, and obviously he will definitely be my mentor throughout in spirit. But now my siblings, my partner, and my mother, they really keep me together. There are times when I'm like going crazy, and I'm obviously throwing tantrums for no reason at all, and things are not working out. My mother will guide me. I'll be calling my siblings. I'll be calling my partner. Obviously, I'm just eating his head like 24/7. So yeah, I think now these are the people who guide me further, and without them, I don't think so I could have done this. So yes, my support system, mentor, everything has to be my family. Has to be.
Yes, to all of us here, I think a great support system in terms of your
Yeah.
team, keeping your family in sync, all that is so important,
No, definitely.
it's so important. And especially because we are so involved in business ourselves. I mean, you are involved, you're not just sitting and looking at the accounts,
Exactly.
you're so involved with everything about your product.
Exactly.
So I
And
think that's really crucial. So I'm sure what advice would you have given your younger self or to someone who is, say, maybe a younger cousin or someone who wants to get into entrepreneurship, wants to become their own boss? What would you tell the person?
I think I would tell them that it's very important to make decisions in life, and you're always like a decision away from changing your life completely. I mean, one decision, and I think it just you as a person. It helps you grow. It makes you into a different person. But that decision needs to be right, and you never know if it's right or not until you follow it. You know, and like even
Yeah.
when I see somebody talking about entrepreneurship to me, and they always ask me, how did you get the courage to get into this? And I keep going back to this quote that I read, which said, a 9 to 5 will pay your bills, and a 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or probably beyond will build you an empire. I'm here to build an empire. And that is what I want to tell
Yeah.
everybody. You have it to just take that decision,
Yeah.
that step, and to not fear. So yeah, just that.
Yeah. Do not fear. I think that's one of the biggest things that holds entrepreneurs
No,
back,
because I have felt
even though they
it,
start a business,
it
but from growing
is
bigger.
it is not only during the initial time when you feel it, like, oh my god, should I do this, should I not, should I make a business of it or not. That's the first step. But when you take that business, the fear grows bigger. And till date, there are certain decisions that I'm taking, and I'm thinking, oh my god, like, I'm not too sure if I should or should not, and there is fear seeping in. But I think we need to be, positive. We need to know that this is going to work. There's no other way. So if you do not give yourself an option, you'll definitely do. I feel.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I hope all of you have heard that. I think I can see some amazing comments. Yes, here we go. Dreadlocks look good on you. Nice to see everyone here. We have a whole lot of them. Hi, people. Hi. Hi, everyone. Okay, we go into, I think that was really beautiful. We're going into a quick rapid fire round with Gurpreet. Okay, so Gurpreet, in very quickly, a few of your favorites. Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. It has to be Andaz Apna Apna.
It has to be?
Andaz Apna Apna. I love Amir Khan and Salman in it.
And oh, you love comedy. And your favorite book?
The Girl on the Train, I think the last one that I read was that. It's been years to that, but I love visual. When I was reading it, because I'm a very creative visual person, so I visualized the whole thing. That was before the film came out, which was based on that. So I had visualized the whole thing, and then I was
Yeah.
disappointed in the film that I was like,
Wow.
I could have made it better because visualized in a very different way.
I know. That always happens when you love a book and then you see it on film. So yeah. And okay, so now, after a long working day, your guilty pleasure.
I think an hour or 2 hours of binge watching Netflix, or just say something like an Emily in Paris. I'm still on that, yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, that
so
for
a
sure.
good movie or a good series. Yeah. So next one, what is success for you?
Achievable, depending on how you define success.
Okay.
If you see it in every step of the way and you see your little victories, then you're achieving it every day. But if you see it like a huge pahad, it'll take like forever for you to reach or be successful. So see success in every little thing that you do.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. I think I'm going to take that back for myself. That's brilliant. The biggest risk you have taken till date. What is the biggest risk?
The biggest risk I've taken, like I just said, it has to be dRAD, because India doesn't know what it is. My family didn't even know initially when I was making कि मैं क्या बना रही हूँ. My friends had no idea. Only I knew what I was doing. It's like the biggest risk for me now to take it out in the market and hoping everybody will love it. And that's how it's been so far. But yeah, I'm really hoping आगे भी ऐसे ही चलता जाएगा and it'll just be more quicker.
Yes, it will. So the last one, your favorite dRAD style.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a tough one. That can't be a rapid fire. So my favorite dRAD style, I usually wear a lot of long ones. I actually have one here to show you here. Look at the length. So it starts from here and it goes all
Oh,
up
oh,
there. So I love this specifically, and
oh my God, that's for the hair.
so it's easy to tie in a bun like that. I love buns. So then it hangs like that. So that's why I said when I'm short
Yeah. Oh my God, that looks
calling this
amazing.
Jatayan feels, and I get the Jatayan feels with this. I
Yeah, the
don't
just.
luxury, but yeah. So that
Oh, that's your favorite one. Nice. Mine is the neck. I love the neck piece, and I'm like, oh my God, who would have thought of it? It just, I think you can wear any rubbish inside and then have that neck
I
piece
have
on
it
it.
right here for you.
Oh, yes, 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 exactly.
Yeah.
I know. See, it's just fantastic.
I absolutely love it.
Brilliant,
So I'll tell you what I
brilliant.
do for my birthday. Generally, because we have to like step out a lot with friends and family and all of that. Whenever I step out for a party or an occasion, I'll wear the same dress and I keep changing my neck accessories. so, so that dress, it's the same basic
Yeah,
dress.
yeah,
Like, oh
exactly.
my God, you're looking beautiful. I'm like, I know, but
I
but
used to think a store does it. Yeah, I used to think a store does it until I saw this piece, and then I can't get my mind off it, and I'm like, oh my God, this overtakes it all,
oh yeah, totally
So it's
elevates.
it's a neck piece, come everything,
It makes
yeah.
you a head turner. So yeah, it's crazy. This
Yes, 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 so
is
true.
crazy.
So true. This was fantastic. I think we really had a great time. I had a great time. Finally, I met someone who's as much of a brat. And yes, I love your energy. Love it. And I'm sure D-Rad's going to go crazy wild because that's the energy you're putting into it. So, and I'm going to be cheering for it, of course.
Yeah,
Love it a
next
lot.
time
Love your spirit. And I'm sure there are a lot of people
next time
here
when
who
we're
do.
doing a live session, I want to see dreads on you too. So that's happening very soon.
Yes, I will. Oh my God, that's going to be like, but I'm going to do
Yay.
that too. Yes, for sure. Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
joining us here. Thank you,
you.
Gurpreet, for taking time out. Love talking to
Same here.
you. Have a great
So much
time
fun.
and keep
This
keep
was so
rocking.
much fun. Thank you for this.
My pleasure. See you guys. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Bye, everyone.